All right, Tim. Well, we're here today to talk a little bit about our showcase prep program that we're doing for 16U, so the rising sophomores and rising juniors, and helping them get ready in college in a little bit of a non-traditional way. So I guess why don't we talk a little bit about what you plan on doing with the hitters this summer and how to get them better in over 8 weeks?
Yeah, so basically over the last few years, there's kind of been a transition to the way people are training, and it's getting younger and younger. You saw it first at the professional level, and then college has kind of caught on, and now you're even seeing it in high school kids. So the goal for this is to kind of get these hitters started on a weighted bat program, really centered around using data and technology to improve their swings and get them bigger, faster, stronger in the cages and in the weight room.
So tell me a little bit about a weighted bat program. I mean, when I was playing high school baseball, there was no such thing as weighted bats. What are these kids, doing with these weighted bats?
Yeah, so everybody has their own different program, but one that I actually got to use in my playing career, you have a set where there comes overload, underload, and hand loaded. So the overload is same size bat as the other two, but it's just a lot heavier. The barrel is where all the weight is. The underload it almost feels like a little league bat, but it's the same size as a 33, 34, whatever inch bat the guys are using. And then the hand loaded one is where all the weight is in the knob of the bat. So you feel, it probably feels pretty balanced to some people, but for the most part it's all gonna feel in the hands, and the goal is to basically not use your hands when you swing and really work on getting that rotation in the hips and the torso.
Cool. So two of the metrics that we're going to be focusing on this summer is going to be exit velocity and swing speed. How do these underloaded and end-loaded bats, or hand-loaded bats, help the exit velocity and the swing velocity?
Right. So with the overload, the idea is you're swinging something heavier than what you're going to be used to. If you can train your body to swing that, then same thing with lifting weights. The more weight you can lift, continually increasing, the stronger you're going to get. With the underload, it's training those quick twitch muscle fibers in your body to swing the bat as fast as you can. Obviously your regular bat would feel a little heavier after using the underload, but that's why you mix in the overload and the hand loaded. And then the hand loaded is, like I said, working on keeping those hands connected to your body the whole time. Basically, the idea of this is we want to be able to swing the bat as fast as we can, which is swing speed. Basically, up until point of contact, how fast can we get the barrel to move? And then exit velocity is the ball post contact. So ball coming off the bat, where a lot of people kind of falter between the two is, up until point of contact, they're fine. They're swinging the bat at the speed they're supposed to, but then they don't have the strength to kind of finish through and fight through the ball at the point of contact. And that's why you see a lot of people, swing speed might be 55 for a high schooler and their exit velocity 65, whereas you realistically want to be in the 80 to 90 range in high school.
That's cool. So between Blast Motion, which is a piece of technology that a lot of our kids actually own, it's about $110, and you can buy it on Amazon or Dick's or whatever, can explain some of these metrics and can really help us determine, okay, well, swing speed's fast, why isn't exit velocity fast? And we can see some of the mechanical issues in the guys' swings. And we decided to run this 8-week program developmentally to focus on things that when you go to a showcase, people want to see how far you can hit it, how fast you can run, how hard you can throw. I think a lot of people are playing too many games in the summer and not focusing enough in the cages and in the weight room. So this 8-week program is 3 days a week in the weight room. It's 2 days a week in the cage and 1 day a week on the field working on defense. I mean, if we can't get our pitchers throwing faster and our hitters hitting harder, and we'll be able to use technology to help not only increase the swing speed but help the exit velocity to make sure we're efficiently making contact when our hands are moving as fast as they can from the body first. I think we have a pretty cool program going on. So it's not like the anti-showcase baseball, it's more of the showcase prep. So instead of spending all this money on tournaments and showcasing when you're not ready, you're not hitting these 85 plus or even 80 plus throwing and 85 plus on the, exit velo, and your 60 time is, 7.6 plus. Why spend the money here? Why not spend the money and invest it in training with Koa or another organization that's doing this, like Driveline out in Seattle? I mean, we have bought their programming and we're bringing their programming to, the Rockville, Kensington, Bethesda area, which we're pretty excited about. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've read from Driveline?
Yeah, so with Driveline, the big thing is kind of focusing on the biomechanics of it. How can we optimize our movements without the baseball or without the bat, and then translate that once we do have the bat in our hands or the ball in our hands. But it's a little bit more than that, to where we want to be doing that as fast as we can or as hard as we can. It's not just going through the movements, it's training at the highest speed that we can, while having the most efficient movements, and being able to teach our guys that and kind of bring what they're teaching over there to this side of the States is pretty cool. And they have it available to programs like us, and we're taking advantage of it, and it's something that especially high schoolers are getting into it, and they're seeing the results with it. So I think it's really cool.
Yeah, minus the incredible high-speed cameras they have out in Seattle. I mean, we pretty much have all the tools that they have, which is pretty cool that we can track all this stuff and get these guys ready to play in college. And I think that's another thing we want to focus on this summer is the college placement piece. While kids that are playing on the Canes and Richmond Braves and Tri-State Arsenal top teams, those guys have been the best players since they were in 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, and they're going to be Division I scholarship guys. Our guys are going to be focused more on academic institutions. Because if Clemson or Coastal Carolina or Florida State's already looking at you, Koa's not the place for you. You can go showcase with these top teams and be seen at these great tournaments. Our guys are going to be, academic players, maybe Ivy players, maybe Patriot League players, maybe NESCAC players. Our class of 2014 that we sent 11 players playing college, Emory, McAllister, Yale, Lafayette, Amherst, those are the types of kids we're looking to place, and I think that's what's most important to our parents in the area is placing these kids in good academic schools where they can continue their baseball career, and it's not Coastal Carolina or bust, which I think makes sense for our student athletes. So we do want to provide that college consulting to the student athletes and the parents and help you guys navigate the showcase world, because you can go broke going to an event every single weekend, and if you're not ready to go to an event, might as well just go to a local event and see what it's like to, fail and get feedback and see where you need to improve upon, and we'll talk about what they need to improve upon before they go, because we've been through this. I mean, I've worked showcases, you've worked showcases, you've been to showcases, you're young enough to have done the showcase stuff. Showcase hadn't really started when I was getting recruited. I had to send a VHS tape in the mail, which is a long cry from what these guys are doing. So anything else you want to add on the college consulting piece?
Yeah, one of the biggest things that, the way I did it playing, I was fortunate enough to kind of be put on this same path to where, when you're an underclassman and like you said, you're not ready for these things, it could be really eye-opening when you get there and you see all these college coaches talking to these kids that they invited personally and handpicked to come to their showcases, and you're just physically not ready to compete with them yet. It's a lot of wasted money freshman and sophomore year when that time and that money and those resources can be spent on getting you to the level where you're competing at these showcases, and those college coaches are coming up to you instead of everybody else around you. And there are benefits to going to showcases. I failed at a showcase, I've had success at a showcase. I know plenty of people that have had those experiences, and especially when you get to that junior year, that crucial crunch time, showcases are important and you just need to be seen. But up until then, 2-3 showcase tournaments in a year is probably the way to go, and spending the rest of your time and money on, how can I become the best player that I can be? That's probably where you need to be. Yeah,
tools are really important. If you're ready for a showcase, you're hitting homers, you're throwing at least 80 plus, probably 85 plus, and your 60 time is under 7. So, we'll do a scout day and we'll do a before and after measurables for our team this summer, and to see, how much, ground we can really cover with this program. And, not only are we going to do this for the 15, 16-year-olds this summer, we're going to try to involve some of this in our programming at the middle school age. It won't be 3 days a week in the weight room. It won't be a super intense weighted bat program, but we'll try to incorporate these types of things for our younger guys and help them get ready, for the next level as well. So hopefully people can look at COA as not only a place where they can play baseball and get good coaching, but they also can get, good advice on, dozens of people have asked me about high school programs and where they should go, public or private. I've placed probably about 30 kids in college for, baseball. And, I've actually advised some people to leave the COA program to, join a top Evo Shield Canes team or a top team. And I've also tried to convince the kids that playing on the number 4 team for the Richmond Braves or the number 4 team for the Canes isn't a good idea. Some people decided to go do that anyway and realized it wasn't the best thing for them. Some people said, hey, we're really glad that we focused on COA because you were our top priority. You were our only team in this age group, and you gave us all the attention we needed. So we're pretty passionate about this, and we really want to make sure that we get this Showcase preparatory program moving in the right direction. I know, our metrics will show that.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.